Welcome back to the channel, everyone, in this week's comic book recap and review. Since we're getting into the spooky season, we're focusing on those characters that are a little more intense, frightening, and yes, even a little bit creepy. And there's no one creepier than Jack Ryder himself, also known as the Creeper. First appearing in March of 1968 in issue number 73 of Showcase, the Creeper was created by Steve Ditko and Don Siegel. He is a Gotham-based character, and yes, he is considered a hero despite the name, the outfit, and his overall insane demeanor. Jack Ryder, the man behind the Creeper, is a well-known figure in DC comic lore. He has typically been a popular journalist and talk show host, but exactly how did he transform into such a colorful figure in a city that is synonymous with darkness? Let's take a look back at his origin and first appearance. We begin with members of Angel Devlin's underworld gang invading the secret laboratory of internationally renowned scientist Professor Yats. They are there to kidnap the professor and steal his research in order to sell it to the communists. At the same time, near the underworld gang's hideout, an investigative journalist named Pete is caught snooping for a story and is paying a heavy price. While these events are occurring, Jack Ryder is interviewing Dr. Clayton Wetley on his television show. Dr. Wetley is an activist for 100% anti-violence, even labeling the police as a violent group, to which Ryder pushes back, much to the dismay of his producer, who lets us know Wetley's good friend is the sponsor of the show, and so the producer is forced to fire Ryder, who is unapologetic. However, his nerve and grit is taken notice of by another executive in the room. That man is Bill Brain, head of network security, and he offers Ryder a job following up on threats and investigating unsavory activity around the city. Ryder likes the sound of it and agrees to the job. Brain escorts Ryder into a room where the snooping reporter caught earlier, Pete, is nursing his wounds. Brain tells Ryder all about how the CIA has asked for their help in locating Dr. Yats, because he's a defector and now in danger of being taken back. We are also told about Major Smedge, the main communist contact within the underworld. Now, despite the danger, Ryder recklessly accepts the assignment. He soon learns that the party Pete was trying to snoop on is a costume party. So Ryder heads to a costume store, except the only thing they have left are kitty outfits, along with some loose odds and ends for adults. Ryder buys them and cobbles together an odd ensemble. Yellow bodysuit, green wig, red boots and gloves, green tights, and an old red sheepskin rug which he uses as a cape, along with covering his face in yellow makeup. Now dressed for the party, Ryder, because he doesn't have an invite, sneaks through an open window. He's unable to identify anyone because everyone is in costume. However, we soon learn that Devlin is present, dressed in a half-angel, half-devil costume, and he's talking to an associate dressed as a robot. Devlin tells the man to relax. Professor Yats is hidden in the house and will be handed over as soon as the party is over. We also then learn that the robot costume man is Major Smedge, the person the police and the CIA are looking for. However, the home is owned by a respectable member of the community, and the guests include even Dr. Wetley, Ryder's final guest on his talk show. The host then asks his security to double-check to make sure all the guests are supposed to be there. And that is when they notice Ryder and become suspicious because they didn't inspect him prior to the start of the party. As Jack looks for evidence, he's discovered, and the two guards attack. He knocks one of them into a wall, revealing a secret panel and staircase. Although Ryder gets in a few good punches, he is stabbed and stumbles downward to find Professor Yats. He tells Yats that he's getting him out of there, to which Yats replies that Ryder is seriously hurt and that the mansion is swarming with hoods. Unfortunately, the sliding door is also closed and is now jammed, and Yats and Ryder are trapped. And as Devlin and Smedge attempt to open it, Yats begins to treat Ryder. Yats shows Ryder his two discoveries, two items he cannot allow the communists to have. He decides to give them to Jack and hope for the best. The first is a serum that provides instant healing, along with enhanced strength and stamina. The second is a device that Yats implants into Ryder's wound, a disc-shaped object. When activated, the disc is supposed to render matter invisible and weightless, allowing armies of men to invade any country without being seen until they reveal themselves. The last piece of equipment is the activator for the device, which Ryder clicks on, and immediately his costume disappears, and the molecular structure of Ryder's costume is altered. Ryder activates it again, and his costume reappears as if nothing happened. The two then begin to burn the rest of the professor's research when one of the unconscious guards awakens and begins to fire at them and hits the professor in the back. Ryder defeats the goon with one punch, realizing that now his strength is more than before. He also sees that Yats is dead and is determined to save his creations. Just then, the secret door is forced open, smoke pours out along with Ryder leaping through everyone. The host cries out that Ryder is a thief and has broken into his safe. Ryder must take his chances as now he's being identified as a crook, and he crashes through a closed window. Dr. Wetley is appalled at the violence and threatens to call the police. Devlin cannot have that happen. He cannot afford to have the attention of the police in this moment. He declares that Dr. Wetley must be silenced, but Dr. Wetley is already on the phone. Now, as Ryder tries to escape, he begins to cackle and laugh, and he realizes that his costume is freaking out the security on the mansion grounds. Ryder also notices that his knife wound is completely healed from Professor Yatz's serum. Just then, 3 goons attempt to gang up on Ryder. He decides to employ an unorthodox walk to confuse them, a sort of skipping and hopping motion. Ryder easily defeats the 3 goons using these acrobatics combined with punches, and he is hardly winded at all. Unfortunately, he is not completely focused on what he's doing, and he strikes a responding police officer. Now he actually is officially a target of the law. Fortunately, Ryder is able to get away and activate the device, and his costume disappears, leaving him naked in the bushes. Just seconds to change back into his normal clothes, the police find him and are fooled into thinking he's not their man. By now, the police have arrived in force. Dr. Wetley is giving a statement, and for the first time, someone labels the yellow menace with the red sheepskin rug with the name Creeper. Ryder hears this and notices that some of the guests are not present, that they must be in the secret room hiding until the police leave. As police activity quells, Devlin, Smedge, and some of their goons attempt an escape, carrying the body of Professor Yatz. Ryder, not wanting to give up, transforms into his yellow costume again and tracks the men to a nearby garage. He has also taken the time to call Brain, which will keep the police busy and nearby when needed. Devlin and company enter the garage. They are arguing amongst each other because the professor is now dead and he can no longer tell his secrets. He's worthless. This does not last long as they are interrupted with the sound of maniacal laughter. It is Ryder, and he is crashing through the ceiling, landing on top of them and telling bad jokes. Ryder is not only fighting the group, but also trying to attract the attention of the police. He is constantly laughing as he makes life difficult for the goons, and his laughter is driving them crazy. He cuts the electricity, takes out one man who attempts to use a lighter for better sight. He then confronts Smedge. As they battle, he is shot with a silenced revolver, but the wound does not hurt and heals almost immediately. Jack uses his enhanced strength to pick one of the men up and uses them like a human bowling ball against his friends. Ryder is seemingly unstoppable at this point. While the fight in the garage continues, Brain is trying to get the police to cooperate, and Ryder continues to make bad jokes as he pummels the bad guys. At this point, only Devlin is left standing. Ryder throws a tire at him, tells another bad joke. The tire knocks off the silencer, so when Devlin shoots again, the police hear it and come running. Now out of bullets, Devlin and Ryder face off in hand-to-hand combat. Ryder is able to knock out Devlin just as the police arrive. One of the responding officers calls out and says he sees the creeper guy, to which Ryder takes as a cue to leave, jumping out another window, activating his costume changer, and sending the police on a wild goose chase for the mysterious man in yellow. Ryder rejoins Bane, tells him about the secret room, the party guests, and the chaos that the creeper caused. Brain wonders why did they call him the creeper, to which Ryder responds, because he creeps. Why else? Later that night, at a meeting of the underworld, a $100,000 bounty is placed on the creeper, and at City Hall, Dr. Wetley is demanding the police do everything in their power to arrest the creeper. He is now wanted by the criminals and the police within Gotham City. Back in his apartment, Ryder tests out the device once more and wonders if there will be any side effects later on, but for the moment, he is pleased to be the keeper of Professor Yatz's secret. And the next morning, Brain reads the paper and remarks to Ryder that the underworld and the police want to eliminate the creeper and that disappearing permanently may be the smartest thing that the creeper can do. To which Ryder responds, don't be so sure. He'd be a fool to fold up his act while he's such a hot item. Maybe he needs a good manager. Thus ends the first appearance and origin story of the Creeper, Gotham's newest costume vigilante. I hope you enjoyed this look at one of DC Comics' most unusual characters. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Are you a Creeper fan? And if you want more comic book entertainment, check out my Welcome to the Comicverse playlist by clicking on the link in the description. As well, if you liked this video, we would appreciate it if you like, subscribe, comment, and share it out. It really helps out the channel each week. And remember to turn on those notifications because next week we'll be covering another hero in the Halloween tradition. We're going to be looking at the origin and first appearance of Deadman. I thank you for watching. Remember, I'm still your reluctant gringo from south of the border. Salute and a huevo.